the fuckboys never really go for the girls they want because they're scared of their feelings.
A lot of the times have so many insecurities and they settle for something else because they don't want to commit. They're scared.
Chemical X.
Welcome back to the CHEMICALX podcast. It is, as usual, me and Alessia.
Hey,
Alessia
guys.
And I. We're already starting this off on an incorrect speaking way, as usual. So now you know you're listening to the CHEMICALX podcast. If you haven't already subscribed, go subscribe, comment down below, leave us 5 stars, leave us a review
On Apple Music, and if you're listening on YouTube, then click that subscribe button. We need it.
Absolutely. So welcome back to another episode. I am hungover because I went out last night.
Wow, you don't look hungover though. It's crazy what makeup will hide.
Crazy what makeup will hide. Anything. Like a good mist and like a good foundation and you look like you could change anything.
That's why I don't believe anyone in this world, because you can hide anything.
Anything. I'm hiding so many things. Sounds like show me your gun.
Yeah.
So I went out last night and I was like in bed, and you know when you're hungover and you're just like you can never sleep properly. Like the one time you really want to be sleeping is
You
when
don't.
you're
And
drunk.
you wake up at 6 a.m.
You wake up at 6 a.m. You wake up 100 times a night parched, okay?
Yes.
So, and this is just to go on my usual, like, I have the worst karma. Every time I say something, it goes against me. So, yesterday, as I was getting ready, had a nosebleed for no reason, okay? Nose starts bleeding, ruins my whole makeup. I'm like, cool. And then I go to the pre-drink, and I'm telling, like, my friends, I'm like, yeah, you know, like, we started taking selfies, and I have blood in my nose, and everyone, I go, perfect, now everybody thinks I'm a cokehead.
Yes,
So,
absolutely.
Absolutely. I said how to edit out blood out of nose. So
Yeah.
anyways, if you're listening, I'm not a cokehead. So I'm like, yeah, you know, like I randomly get nosebleeds, but I always know when they're about to happen. Like I have this sixth sense, like I just know. And then they were like, oh yeah, haha. So I'm wasted. I'm sleeping.
Wait, do you actually have a sixth sense? You know when you're going to get a nosebleed?
Like, I'm not saying I'm part of Mean Girls, but like I know when it's right about to happen. Like I'll
Well, because you kind of like smell
you
it.
smell it, and like I can also feel like 3 seconds before it's about to happen, I'm like, I'm about to get a nosebleed. But I'm never the type of person that's sitting there and all of a sudden there's blood leaking down their face.
Right,
Like,
that's
I'm
me.
Like I'm very like, oh shit, my nose is about to bleed, to run to the bathroom.
But I also feel like we get that because we got a nose job. They say when
No.
you get a nose job, a lot of times, yeah, your nose bleeds. Has
Well,
your
I
nose
used-
bled as much as it does now before you got your nose job?
I used to get
Why was that a
like,
mathematical question?
I used to get like severe nosebleeds like my whole
Pre-nose
childhood.
job?
Yeah, my whole childhood. And then I got like my nostrils like burnt or whatever. And then it stopped, and then every now once and again I'll get a nosebleed.
Right.
But like I'm a nosebleed connoisseur, okay? Like I
Right.
said, I threw myself under the bus and said I'm so good at knowing, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I wake up at 6 a.m. on. By the way, I got home, and the last thing you want to do when you get home wasted is put the sheets on your bed.
Mm-hmm.
And what did I do? Put the sheets on my bed because I forgot to do it before I left. So I'm
Well, you're
wasted.
good. I wouldn't have even put them on. I would have done that. You know the fake way where you just kind of put it and just crumple on top of your duvet? That's what I do.
Absolutely. I honestly, I thought about it. But freshly white sheets, put them on. I was ready to go to bed. I wake up at 6 a.m. and I'm like, oh, my stomach hurts. I get up. Blood flies everywhere out of my nose, all over my white sheets, okay? I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm trembling because I'm hungover. It's 6 a.m. I get up to go to the bathroom. I'm leaking blood to get to the bathroom. And it wasn't like the 1-2 nosebleeds that I usually get where it's
Right.
like 2 seconds. No. This was like 1 hour. I'm sitting there in the bathroom like this, choking on blood all over my face, blood all over the bathroom. I went, honestly, like, really? Like... And then you're there and you're trying to keep one eye open because you're so tired, but you need to stay awake to get through this nosebleed. And
Oh my God.
I went to bed with a sock in my nose.
I thought you were going to put a tampon. You know, like she's the man.
I mean, I think I did that like once.
Did
but
it
I think
actually-
they're too big?
Does it work?
Well, I had used like these mini tampons once, and I was like, cool, fun.
Okay.
But I was I didn't even know what a toilet paper was when I woke up at 6 a.m. So it was the type where you're leaking over the sink and you're like, help,
Yeah.
like anybody help me.
But also like people who are not used to getting nosebleeds and they're like blowing it out. I'm like, bitch, has somebody ever not told you what you have to do? Put your fucking
Yeah.
head upside down and stop talking and stop
When
moving.
people blow their nose when they're bleeding, I'm like, what is wrong with
Like-
you? Like, what are you, the devil?
Like-
Like, are you crazy?
Oh my God. And don't you have to like pinch?
Yeah, you're supposed to pinch and put your head back. But honestly, 6 a.m., I'm so fucking tired. I was really like, please just stop. And it didn't want to stop. But also the people that block their nose when they sneeze.
Oh
And
yeah.
I'm like,
Let it
bro,
out.
Let it out.
Let it breathe.
Like, don't be shy. Like, I love sneezing. Like, you could sneeze if you want. Like,
Oh my
but why are you
God.
trying to burst the blood
That's
vessel in your brain?
disgusting.
I just feel like it's a bit dangerous.
Yeah.
Like, don't hurt yourself. You
Ooh,
could
all of a
sneeze.
sudden we're like so cautious.
I mean, now I sneeze in public. The first like 3 months, it was very like, don't fucking sneeze or breathe. Or like, you're choking and you're afraid to choke in public now.
I'm pretty sure I said this story before, but I had a nosebleed when I was shipped to Toronto and training for my new job. So they all thought I was a cokehead, and I was there trying to defend myself, which is worse when you're trying to defend yourself because then you're even more wrong. Like,
When
so-
you try to back up, then people go, okay, so you have an addiction.
okay, so the fact that you're saying you're not a cokehead, you know that cokeheads get nosebleeds. So you're actually a cokehead. No, I swear I've never done a drug in my life. Liar. Anyways,
Okay, wait, you got a nosebleed training on the job? That's embarrassing.
that's very embarrassing. It was at dinner, a nice fancy restaurant. Everybody's asking me questions like, what's your like background? Like, what have you done before? You know, like very like chill eating, but it's never a fun dinner, you know, because you're waiting on that next question that they're going to trick you on. And
what's
my
the
nose started
answer?
bleeding, but safe to say I was able to leave the
premises.
the premises.
Nosebleeds are like the type of thing that are like not super embarrassing, but like just embarrassing enough that you have to go, sorry, and then you're there. You don't know how long it's gonna take. Could be 2 minutes, could be 4 hours that
Yeah.
you're in that bathroom with that tampon
Yep.
in your nose. And then what? You're gonna come back to the table with a little pew.
No.
Like, no.
And your nose is never fully cleaned after that. There's always still that like those crumbs.
Absolutely. Like, I probably have crumbs right now on my nose. Anyways, I woke up, blood all over my leg. I went, this seemed like a wild night, but really all I did was ruin my sheets that I just washed. So, shout out to me for always, putting the world against me.
So we have a fun topic for you guys today. Men aren't gonna like this topic because we're exposing your fucking asses. But we wanted to speak about what it's like dealing with a fuckboy.
And how to spot a fuck.
And how to spot a fuckboy. And I will be the first one to say, I'll talk a little bit about my experience, that when you're in it, you're the most in denial person ever. And you are the only one standing on your own because all your friends are trying to tell you, babe, he's a fuckboy.
But you're like, no.
No,
it's
he's
just
not.
like that. He just
He
doesn't
answers me
answer.
6 days later, but I understand because I can get
He's
busy
busy.
too. No, stop making excuses for them. Let's start exposing them and let's have a hot girl summer.
Absolutely. Be the fuck boy. Okay? That's always
Be the fuck
rule.
girl.
So I feel like people can have like a misconception about like, let's say we're talking about how to spot a fuck boy.
Yes.
I feel like people can sometimes think it's so obvious and it's the guy that like everybody knows, but that isn't always the case.
It's not always the
Because
case.
you'd be surprised the amount of people that I found out were quote unquote fuckboys. And
Yes.
I was like, wow, I actually never would have thought that. Or even just like in
Yeah.
my experience, they act so like suave. It's
Yes.
not always the ones that act like they have all the bitches. Like,
No,
it's
it's
I wouldn't
not.
even say those are the fuckboys.
It's the ones who act like they don't get girls sometimes.
It's the ones who act so quiet and
Yes.
like, oh yeah, I see some girls sometimes.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So,
that's a real good fuckboy.
Yeah. So a couple of years ago, I was talking to this guy and I thought he was like such a cute little munchkin. Couldn't do no harm to me. What a sweet angel. Wants to take me here, there. Because he was still taking me to restaurants and he was like planning things with me. So I was like, well, he can't be a fuckboy. He's very relationship type the way he's acting. And that is a red flag.
Well, I mean, depends. Mixed in with other
Yes.
signs, I would
Yes. So
say.
for me, that was like he was such a sweet guy that I was so convinced that he wasn't a fuckboy, which is where the problem is.
Did you know him like before? Like, did you know of him? Did you hear things about him, like that he was a fuckboy, or not at all?
Never. No,
Okay.
not really.
Okay.
And he's dated certain people. And you know what it is? That maybe maybe he was a fuckboy at that point in his life,
Mm-hmm.
you know? That's another thing. He was in relationships so much that maybe that's all he knew is how to act like and be in a relationship. But
Yeah.
he was definitely being a fuckboy.
Absolutely.
Because he was playing with my emotions and stuff. So yeah, so he even like took me to like, anyways, he got a hotel. We were doing like fun stuff, but like now looking back, I'm like, Alessia, you idiot, you know?
Took me to a hotel. I mean,
Okay,
screams fuckboy, but
okay,
you know.
no, oh my god, I'm defending him again.
Oh my god, are you joking? You're still under the spell. Okay, well, it was like they were getting a good deal. Like, it was like it came with like a massage.
No, like we went to like Tremblant. Anyways, and so I think like tip number 1 was like he wasn't writing to me all the time, and that's like a sign that I totally ignored. And I was like, I don't understand why he's not writing to me all the time, and like he'll write to me when it's convenient for him, and then I would always be like accessible and ready to see him because
You're waiting on it.
I'm waiting on it. It was like that, like the thrive of like, when is he gonna text me? And obviously that's what's really exciting when you're dealing with somebody like you're getting to know, or that's a fuckboy, because it's always never guaranteed and you want to be the best, and you're like, when is he gonna message me? And that was like sign number 1.
Yeah.
He wasn't always messaging me, and when he was, what time was it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Was it horny time? Was it
Yeah.
fuckboy time? Like, so yeah, that's definitely one.
I do think like when it comes to fuckboys, it's like a roller coaster. So
Yeah.
when they do message you, they're like answering you right away. You're getting
Yeah.
all the attention that you wanted. It's like super good. They're asking you to hang out, and then all of a sudden they'll
But it's-
just drop off the face of
Yeah,
the earth.
it's not consistent.
It's not consistent at all. So, you know, that one day it'll be like, hey, how are you? Whole conversation. You're like, oh my God, Kay, we're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
And then the next day you text them, hey, they don't answer for 6 hours.
Yeah.
It's good you. Like, you know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
no
Depth
consistent
to it.
behavior. So
Yeah.
you can tell that, you know,
Yeah.
one day they're interested in you, and then the other day
Yes.
like, they don't care.
And I
less.
think the difference between a fuckboy and a non-fuckboy is somebody who's actually interested in you is going to want to do those day activities. He's going to want to see you. He's going to want to do brunch. He's going to want to put in that work, not just at night where he's going to try and get a fuck later.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And I also think even when they reach out to you, like when they're texting you, fuckboys will always tend to text you at night, or if they see that you're out, they'll be like, hey, where are you?
Yeah.
You're out. But then, you know, when you're just trying to have like, it's like a good morning text, like, hey, how are you? They're like, can't even be fucked to answer you.
Yes.
They don't care. They're not putting in the effort. And I think that like really is like the number one, because I'm not saying that people need to answer you 24/7. Like, people could be busy, but if you're with talking to somebody that like is really into you, even though they're gonna be busy, they're still gonna show you the same energy. They're gonna match your energy.
Yes. But
Even
that's
if
what
they're
anything
answering.
in life, you know, if you like, you give time to the people you want, to the things you care about.
There's no such thing
whether
as
it's
not having
a hockey
time.
game, whether it's a
Yeah.
girl you're interested in. And I think girls, we can be the first to like make excuses for men, and that's really what gets us under that spell,
Yeah.
you know?
Because you just give the excuse, oh, he's busy, oh, he's this, oh, he's just not a texter.
It's like, bitch, he hasn't wrote to you in 6 days.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, he's not busy.
And the worst part is when they don't message you in 6 days and you're like, oh my God, I'm not going to answer them, da-da-da. They always come back
They always come
smooth.
through.
But they always come back smooth, and you can't even like, they'll never let you in close enough to be able to call them out on their behavior.
Yes.
Which is like something that's really important, because a fuckboy will always keep you like
Just
quote unquote,
enough.
like at arm's length. Like,
Yes.
they'll never bring you close enough that you feel
You could say
comfortable.
something like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that you feel you're always so unsure about the relationship that you're never in a comfortable position to be able to say, what the fuck, you didn't
So
answer me.
true.
And
So true.
Because they're just gonna twist it and be like, well, what are you saying?
Yeah,
like, what's wrong
yeah,
with
yeah,
you?
yeah.
Like, why are you being like
Like
that?
when I look back at the guy who was being a fuckboy, I never felt like, okay, oh my God, I'm going to say something.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what? Then I'm the crazy one.
Exactly.
Like, so they keep you just enough, but not enough to become psychotic.
Exactly. They make you feel close, but they always disappear enough that you don't feel, you never feel
Like you have the right to say something.
no, but what's the word? You never feel like safe, I want to say. What's the word?
Yeah.
Stable?
Stable.
I don't think it's stable.
It's a roller coaster.
You never feel like confident that you have that person.
Yeah.
So you're always like, anything that I could do, they're never going to message me again. Because that's how they make you feel. They make you feel so like inconsistent.
Yeah.
So that's why they put you in that position where they're like not answering you, not answering you, never showing you the same energy. And then you don't even want to call them out because you're like, well, if I call him out, he's just not going to ever message me again because he seems to be like just not that interested.
Yeah. And then when they talk to you and stuff, there's never really fully depth in the conversations because they have like their walls up, their barriers of where they're allowing you to come in, and it's not far. So they never really talk to you about family. They never really get too personal with you because they don't want you fully in their circle. They won't really fully bring you around their friends, but I mean, it depends. Some fuckboys will bring you around their friends, show you that it's so chill. And then there's other fuckboys that'll be like... Keep you hidden because they don't even want the friends to know that they're talking to you.
Yeah. And even in like conversation, like I feel a lot of the times you go on a date with a guy who's like a fuckboy, and like you said, anything that has to do with him, he's not really going to give you much detail. He's not going to get you in onto his life. He's not going to start talking about his problems. He's not going to start talking about like his likes, dislikes. It's going to be very shallow, very surface level. Yeah. And chances are he'll either direct the conversation to be onto you or direct the conversation to be something like more lighthearted. Like he does not want to get personal. Yes. And another tip for how to tell if somebody's a fuckboy, everything feels like, the thing is, there's like fake fuckboys and then there's like real fuckboys. And the real fuckboys you will never know that they're a fuckboy because they're so good at it. You don't know you're getting played. That's how good they are.
You know what? The ones who say like, I have bitches with me all the time, I have girls, like those are fake fuckboys. Yeah. The real ones, oh my God, they be playing 6 people and everybody's thinking that they're
the only girl.
Yeah.
So a tip would be, if everything is like too perfect and he's making you everything.
First of all, if your first date is like super, super perfect, I know it sounds really bad, but chances are
he's telling you everything you want to hear.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because that's what a fuckboy will do. They want to get you in the position where
they have you under a spell.
Yeah, you feel like, oh my God, this is amazing. We have an amazing relationship. Because at the end of the day, what do they want? They want to fuck. They just want to, they don't give a
They're just trying to get in your pants.
So they'll do anything to tell you what you want to hear to get you there.
Yes.
So if the first date, you're going, wow, like he was so charming. He made me feel, and you felt like there was nothing that could have been wrong. Like he said everything right. He told you exactly what you wanted to hear. Yeah. That's like a red flag.
Yeah.
Because realistically, nobody is perfect. You're not going to have that perfect first date where people are like, yes, you can have good first dates, but if it's so perfect and everything is done so strategically.
Yes, where he takes you, who you're around.
Absolutely.
If it felt like it was straight out of a movie,
always talking about you. Okay, but tell me about you. They never want to talk about themselves.
Yeah.
They're always going to make you speak about yourself because
so you're like, wow, he genuinely cares.
It makes you feel like
he's invested all this time in you.
He's invested into you and he knows you and you feel connected, but really you just said everything about you and you know nothing about him. That's like, oh my God, fuckboy. Like absolutely fuckboy.
I hate fuckboys.
It's so crazy because you know what it is? There's nothing more fun than talking to a fuckboy.
There is nothing more fun.
Every day you wake up, you open your phone, you're so excited for that text, for anything. You're looking if they saw your story, like these people,
and I think that's what makes girls go crazy is the attachment that they think they have to somebody, and then all of a sudden, you know, it's the thrive of like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? And then like suddenly I feel like girls start to like almost like cancel plans and almost like wait for that guy.
They're
and
like always ready on the edge for when the guy's gonna
and that's like so wrong. And I think like in order to really stop a fuckboy, you need to start becoming the fuck girl.
Absolutely.
And I think it's a lot harder. I don't know. This is my opinion. I think it's a lot harder to switch the roles if you've already slept with them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But wait, last thing I'll say is that I feel like a lot of fuck guys will also turn a conversation very dirty all the time. Like whether it's to send pictures that are nudes or if they're always every conversation texting, if every conversation is always getting sexual, not to say we don't want that and we don't like it, but I think there's a time and place, and for it to always be happening, you're he's basically letting you know that that's
This
what
is
he
the only
wants.
reason he's talking to you.
Yeah.
But he'll be slick about it. He'll be slick about it for
Yeah.
sure. Another thing that I wanted to say is like it's really important where he takes you. So like if this guy is taking you to, there's two ways that it could go. He can either take you, like you said, to somewhere where he knows everyone and it's all chill.
Yeah.
And it seems laid back.
Yeah.
Because he's letting you know it's nothing serious.
But he's
Or-
also making you seem like this is a glimpse into his life. So
Yeah.
you're going, wow, he introduced me to his friends. This must be a good sign.
Yeah.
Wrong.
And then he can also go the route where he takes you somewhere that's like not whatsoever in the scene, not like a like, you know, some place more low key because he's trying to be low key. He doesn't want people to know that, you know what I mean? He's talking to you, maybe he's talking to other girls. So like I think that's really important.
Yeah, chances are with that kind of guy, he's probably more invested in somebody than the other guy who's probably just a fuckboy, you know?
Yeah.
He's probably already in a relationship, has a wife or something, you know? And he's being a fuckboy on the side, but the other one is just...
There's so many things like
Yeah.
there's so many ways. That's the thing about fuckboys. The reason why it's so easy to like excuse their behavior is because it's never like set in stone.
No.
If they check all these boxes, it equals that they're a fuckboy. It's always
Yeah.
like, well, maybe it could be not, and maybe
Yeah.
it could just be like that, and maybe
But-
it could just be this.
But the majority of it is that they're very calculated. You
Yeah.
probably could see through social media now, like what they post, how they post, where they are.
the things they post, if they're very low key,
Yeah.
they never show who they're with, they never show when they're out. Like that's another like I
They
find
post a picture of the drink, but never
Yeah, who they're
never
with.
who's behind, or it's always just very mysterious.
Yeah. Another thing is when you're chilling with them, they seem to be always on their phone. They always have
Yeah.
their phone. They're answering calls. They're answering
You're going
texts.
weird though. You didn't answer my message 6 days later, but clearly you got your phone with
Yeah.
you.
And they're always bad texters. Fuckboys always.
Oh, they always
sorry,
say
I'm
that.
such a bad texter. Like, don't even worry about it. I'm super busy.
So call me.
Yeah. So
Call me if you're not a
FaceTime me.
fuckboy.
FaceTime me. But honestly, I think the main thing, and you know what, girls, we know
Yeah.
right from the start, you know.
Yeah, when you
If you're
first
listening to this and trying to tick off if he's a fuckboy, I'll give you your answer. He's a fuckboy. If you're looking for an answer, at the end of the day, deep down, you already know that
Yeah.
what he's doing is not right.
You good?
I don't know what happened.
I think it's obvious maybe at the beginning, but then you almost like we were saying, you
Make
convince
excuses.
yourself.
Yeah.
And then the reason your friends are able to see it so clearly is because they haven't made up the excuses you have, you know? So yeah. And I think that's where we have to like reverse it. And well, first of all, you know, a lot of girls get off on that. They like the idea of a fuckboy because they're not ready to commit also, and it's just exciting. But I think if
fun,
you
it's-
want something serious, that's when you have to reverse it. But like I was saying before, I don't think it's as easy reversible as we say it is if you've already slept with them. I think it's harder.
Yeah.
I think if you've never slept with them, it's a little easier to like reverse the
game.
whole play. Yeah. But guys, the majority is, I know we say we hate the game and we don't want to play the game, but
You gotta play the game.
you got to play the game.
Honestly, getting a fuckboy, like,
And I think a lot of people get off on that too. Like, how do I get this fuckboy to
Yeah.
commit? It's like a whole project.
Absolutely.
Pull out the maps. Let's go.
absolutely. And you always get sucked into like a fuckboy relationship when you're actually not looking for. So like, I've been in phases where like I was so not caring about anything,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when I always found myself attracting these guys
Mm-hmm.
that really didn't want to have anything, because
Yeah.
I felt like they were like, oh, she's so like doesn't give a fuck, let me, you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
let me try and
Make her,
her, you know?
Yes.
and
So true.
I feel like it really attracts that thing, and even more so when you're not looking for something, when you do get somebody that makes you feel like you're chasing them all of a sudden when you didn't even want to do that, you're even more like, hold on a minute, like no. Like,
Yeah,
then it's
that you
it's-
become
it's like-
crazy.
it's crazy, like it
Yeah.
just magnifies, and I swear that's how it works, because you know, like you attract blah blah blah, so it's like that energy attracts fuckboys, and then you not being able to get them even though you
Yeah.
didn't even want them in the first place makes you even worse.
Yeah,
and then you're like,
Yeah, I think that's what's so hard about being a fuckboy is because it's almost so hard to play the game once you're interested.
so I finally gave my dad his Father's Day gift, obviously late, because better late than ever, you know what I mean?
Right. I gave it too.
I called him and I was like, hey, I have your gift, by the way. Like, he was passing by my place and I was like, you could pick it up. He's
Did
like,
you at
"What
least
gift?"
wrap it?
No. He's like, what gift? I'm like, your Father's Day gift. Oh, you got me a gift? I went, dads, they're always last to the party.
They're lucky they got something.
Absolutely. And he got actually probably the best gift of all. I'm going to be honest. It was the Performance Package 4.0 by Manscaped, which has a million things in it, actually.
A million things.
And it's the best way to say, hey, dad, shave.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself.
Yes.
Or to anyone, really.
Yeah.
That was the first thing he said. He said, are you telling me that I need to shave? I said, well, I mean,
it's just an amazing package because it comes with the case so you can put everything inside. So like we said last week, guys, if a robbery is happening, don't even grab your money. Just grab that case that has the lawnmower 4.0, the weed whacker to shave your nose and ears.
Absolutely.
It
so
comes,
they can hear better and smell better.
Yes.
We got a ball toner, a ball deodorant, so many cool things.
Boxers.
So many cool things in this package, and you need it. And if there's ever an emergency, that's your go-to bag because you might be homeless, but you'll be shaved.
You'll be homeless, but unlike other homeless people, you will smell great.
So you can actually get the Performance Package 4.0 or anything off the Manscaped website for 20% off.
20% off and free shipping.
So use our code CHEMICALX at checkout at manscaped.com and you will get 20% off plus free shipping. Girls, it's a hot girl summer and you need to make sure that your man is right up there with you.
Is pairing up. Don't we agree that neon signs are just like the best for anywhere?
Yes.
They just create a vibe.
Absolutely.
I don't think our set would be as nice without this neon sign.
I agree. Like, we're cute and stuff, but I think the neon sign kind of takes the cake.
I agree with that. Yeah. So, guys, if you need to spice up your life, then you need a neon sign in your life.
Absolutely. And you can actually get one for 10% off plus free shipping if you go to neonific.com and check out everything they have. You can make a custom made sign any color you want. You can get pre-made signs like this little rainbow we got here. And go check them out. Honestly, I want to get a neon sign in every room.
Yes. And you also have free shipping. Not sure if you said that.
I did say that, but thank you for confirming. Are we matching chokers right now?
We totally are.
Is that like besties? Colleagues.
Yeah, colleagues. Guys, body jewelry is really in right now, and I say this every week, and I also say that the Kardashians are wearing it, but there's so many other celebrities and people and cool people like Veronica and I who are wearing body chains every single week. I think it adds to a bathing suit, it adds to an outfit, and I now have custom letters and butterflies to add to any waist chain. So it's really cute, it's really summery, and it really creates a vibe. So Veronica,
yes.
Do you want to tell them the discount code?
The discount code is CHEMICALX
at checkout for 15% off the entire website.
So go check them out, bodystrands.com.
It's like I've been a girl every time I was not really so interested in somebody. So that's what's fucking difficult because you could say, I won't answer his message, but then you will because you kind of want him.
Yeah.
When as we're being the fuck girl, we're like, oh, I'll answer him later because we just don't give a shit.
You don't give a fuck. And that's the base rule.
Yeah.
If somebody acts like they don't care, they don't care. They actually don't care.
They don't.
Like, I don't, like, if somebody acts like, oh, they're never around, they're not there, like, don't make an excuse for them. Like, they literally don't give a shit about it. They're not that into you.
Yeah.
Like, it's the sad truth. Because if you look at, like, you're saying the way that I act with people I'm not interested in, like, fuck girl 101. Like,
and that's why they're chasing after you, right? Because you're doing all the things that show that you're not fully invested, not fully interested.
Exactly.
And you might be answering his messages late. You're not fully giving him your attention, which makes him go nuts.
Yeah.
And then it's the same thing vice versa.
Exactly. That's why I would say, like, in my experience, I've probably been more a fuck girl rather than, like, talking to fuck boys because I've never been like that type of person where when I'm single, I'm like, look, like I'm actually like looking like I'm so just focused on myself. And like I said, you know what I mean? You attract those type of people. So, when I'm not even caring, like I just don't care about anybody. Like people try to talk to me and I'm just like, no,
Yeah.
like, I don't give a fuck. And then a lot of times I would attract these guys who were like fuck boys. And then I really wouldn't care. Like, they were playing their whole game on me, schmoozing me, gifts, this, that, bring me to all the restaurants. And I didn't care. I wasn't
Yeah.
answering them because I really couldn't care less to see them again. Like, I
Yeah.
was not invested. And then that's when they would be like, well, you
Yeah.
don't like me. Like, what's going? I've never had a girl do this to me before, but I'm just like,
Because
I'm
normally
not
they're
even
the
doing
fuck boy.
anything.
That's
Yeah.
the problem.
But
yeah.
it's like, in reality, like, I'm not even doing anything. I'm just not that interested.
Yeah.
And that's what makes you want me.
Yeah, I think that's when we start to realize, like, who really in the end wants a fuckboy? Because a fuckboy is technically not emotionally fully
Exactly.
available. He's not always there, and
Also not that interested in you.
No.
Like, as bad as it is,
you
it's
want
like,
somebody who's gonna be your number one fan.
yeah. And,
You know?
and when you're talking to somebody that's not showing you that energy, you're so quick to, like, put down your standards and be like,
Yes.
oh, whatever. Well, maybe he'll come around and maybe he'll this. Maybe I can convince him. Maybe I could be good enough for him to
Yeah.
commit. But at the end of the day,
Truth is, he's not for you.
yeah, when you get out of that and then you actually meet somebody who's really interested, really loves you, really shows you that time, you're like, holy shit, like, how was I ever going to settle for that?
Yeah, and then you also start to understand that you were with a fuckboy.
Yeah,
It takes like a
absolutely.
relationship for you to be like, oh fuck, he really fucked me over.
It takes like a real man to come and then you go,
Yeah.
okay, well, I just realized that.
Yeah,
all
he
these
really.
people were losers.
Yeah, I think also like compromise is a big thing, you know? I feel like when we're dealing with a fuckboy, we're willing to compromise everything about ourselves. And they're what? They have everything.
Yeah, and they're not.
And they're
it's
not
like,
compromising shit.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
I want to say, like, look, if you're talking to a guy and you're realizing he's a fuckboy and he's doing all this shit and you can't seem to get him,
Would you tell him straight off the bat, like, look, I'm not interested in these games?
absolutely not. Absolutely.
Same.
not.
Okay.
Just so that we're on the same page.
Yeah.
No, but like my first advice, like we're saying, would to just be like if you're listening to this and you want to know how to get a fuckboy, my first advice is fucking don't. Just don't.
Yeah.
Because
Do you? And let me tell you, they're going to be chasing you, those fuckboys.
and you're gonna, by the time they're chasing you, like we're gonna give you all the tips now how to get a fuckboy, but by the time you really do get them, you're gonna realize that
You don't want
fucking
them.
want them. Because first of all, you never realize this, but when you're talking to a fuckboy, you don't actually want them. You're not like so you're not like
No,
so
it's not even
invested in-
about the person
It's not about the
anymore.
person.
It's about the game.
Exactly. So chances are, if you would get this guy, you would realize, like, what the fuck am I doing? I don't
Yeah.
even like this person.
Yes.
Like, he's not even all that I thought he
Yes.
was. They just make themselves appear to be so mysterious and you don't really know. And it's like, if you sit down and think, okay, what do I really like about this guy?
Yeah.
It's like, trust me, your list is going to be real small. You know what I mean? When somebody doesn't let you in, there's not that many things that you could like about them.
Yeah. And I also feel like fuckboys are less... Like, if they have sisters, if they have, like, two sisters, I know this is, like, being, like, I'm stereotyping, but if they have two sisters before them, chances are they're less of a fuckboy.
Two sisters?
If they have two sisters or one sister and they grew up with an older sister, they know how to treat a woman a
Yeah.
little more. And they, I think, will tend to be less fuckboys than a guy who literally grew up, like...
Yeah. Well, I think that's with anything. I think guys who like grow up around girls understand better
Yeah.
like how to treat women
Yeah.
and are like usually less likely to like fuck over girls
Yeah.
because
I'm
always
not
like
saying
that.
it's the exception to all. I'm
No.
just saying that sometimes.
Yeah. No, for sure. I totally agree.
Yeah.
But it's yeah.
So my boyfriend has two brothers.
I
How does
also
that
think-
work?
I also think when you have a brother and like he's a good guy, you're more like hopeful to like find a good guy, if that makes sense. Like if you don't grow up with like a brother figure or like any like
Yeah.
a man in your life that's like, you know, a good guy,
Yeah.
you're just gonna think all men are shit and like,
Yes.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it goes both ways with like
For
growing up
sure.
with, like, siblings.
But like I said before, and you didn't laugh at my joke, my boyfriend has two brothers. A family of three. And a dad. Four dudes. One woman in the family, and it's the mom. One woman. So,
well,
I'm
here
just
we are.
saying. Here we are.
Recovered fuckboy, I guess. But do you think that you could change? Do you think that you could be a fuckboy and then not be a fuckboy?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know why
I think
this is so obvious.
Well, you know, I
but
think
see,
it
that's
takes
the worst part.
I think it takes a specific girl.
I don't think
But
it
I
takes a
don't
girl.
think it's the girl who's trying to change him. I think he gets to that stage in his life where he's like, okay, he's gonna start opening up to more to somebody, or somebody he feels he can trust, or somebody he likes. But most of the time when let's say a guy is with a girl and and he's just fucking around, in his mind, what's going on is like, I don't actually see her as the mother of my kids, or like, I don't think we'll have. I think fuckboys in that way, they're actually really alert.
Yeah.
As like women are under a spell at that point on.
Yeah.
They're actually like seeing, yes, they're a fuckboy, but they're actually seeing if they can actually be with you.
Yeah. But I don't think, like, I think everybody wants to be the girl that changes the fuckboy and makes him commit. But like you said, I don't think it has anything
It has to do with timing.
It has to do with him. It has to do with
Yeah.
when he decides he's over this. And
Yeah.
and at that point, he's not going to be a fuckboy anymore. First of all,
Eventually, being a fuckboy is lonely.
Yeah.
At some point,
it runs its course.
It runs its course, and you're fed up at the same time. It always becomes the same thing, and nobody likes that. After eventually, you want something that's more like meaningful and.
But a guy, correct me if I'm wrong, but a guy who's a fuckboy, like, it's very rare that I have seen a fuckboy settle for a girl, not settle, but like change for a girl that he was like fucking with. Like, I think a guy knows right away if he's willing to commit to this girl or not. Like, it doesn't happen 3 months down the line. So, you know what I mean? Like,
that's why I always
right
say.
away.
That's why I always say, if you've already fucked them, chances of them turning them into a guy you're gonna date is a lot more difficult because that's what I mean.
They already played the game.
They already played the
In
game.
their head won. They
Yes.
already won. So I think a guy, they're very men are like, they see a girl and they know right away, would I marry this girl? Would I stay with this girl? Would I commit to this girl or not? They know right away. And once they make that decision in their mind, there's kind of no changing it.
Yeah.
There's nothing that you can do to convince them otherwise.
Yeah.
So as soon as a guy puts on the glasses and sees you through the lens that you're just a fuck, he can't really unsee you. He can't unsee you that way. There's nothing-
obviously like exceptions to this, but I think most likely if he was able, he needs a girl who's gonna challenge him even more, a girl who's gonna put him in his place, a girl who's not gonna bang him right away. I don't know.
Maybe, but it's also up to him. Like, it's when he's in that space, when he sees that girl and he realizes, okay, like, this girl, like, I would be serious for this girl, and they would never fuck you over because they know, like, okay, well, I'm not gonna start fucking over this girl that I actually would want. And chances are the fuckboys never really go for the girls they want because they're scared of their feelings.
That is so true. They're scared of their feelings. So they like a lot of the times have so many insecurities and they settle for something else because they don't want to they're scared. They're scared of it.
They're always avoiding that actual relationship.
Yeah.
So a fuckboy, he'll always have that one girl that he really deep down wants, but would never
it's
go
so true
until he's ready because he can't handle, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's really
so
crazy how it works. So you can't.
I think also being a girl, if you're dealing with a fuckboy, I think you should challenge them.
Yeah.
I think that's really important. You don't want to be that girl. Let's say he's talking about, for example, he's like, oh my God, this is what I do for a job. Oh my God, nice. Chances are you have no idea what his job is. Oh no, I actually don't know what it is. Like, tell me about it, you know? So you're challenging him to be like, wow, most girls I would just go on would be like, oh, okay. Oh yeah. Oh wow, nice. Okay, good. You know, like, bring it that extra step where you stand out and make him think you're different than the other girls he was just banging.
It all goes back to if he wants. But if you're at the point where you really do want to change this fuckboy for whatever reason you want, and maybe it's just because you want to be a fuck girl, who cares? Because you're not going to get a good relationship out of it. I'll tell you that right now. But if you do, you have to play the game back.
Yes.
So the first, like, and foremost main thing is
you cannot always be available.
You cannot always be available.
If he asks you once a week because he knows you're going to say yes, be like, actually, no, I can't that day. Sorry. No, it's not going to work. Absolutely. And then don't reschedule with him. Sorry, I can't.
No.
Then he's like, what is she doing that she's too busy to see me? She was always emotionally available for me.
And people, like, when guys don't answer you, let's say they don't speak to you in a week. We're so, like, desperate for the attention that
even if we said in our head, oh, okay, we're not gonna answer him when we did, we're not gonna fuck that. When it finally comes, you're pulled right back in.
You try to play the game, but you never really commit to it. But you need to be like, it doesn't matter if he doesn't talk to you for a month. Like, fuck that. He messages you, no, sorry, I can't. And that's where, like, once you show that you're not accessible and you're not ready to cancel all your plans for him, you just took the power away from him.
Power gone.
They don't like that. They don't like that. You know what? It might go sour. He might not ever talk to you again. That's a possibility.
But 95% of the time,
he's going to be like,
he wants his mojo back. He needs to feel like he has the power again. So it's always about getting the next move. Who can...
Exactly.
Oh my God.
It's a game, and it's a fun game to play if you're not trying to find a husband. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But like, definitely don't be fucking accessible. Don't
No.
be accessible. Show them that you have a life.
And have like a roster of men that you're talking to. And you know, the thing is about men is that chances are if you're going on and you're in the scene and you're talking to a bunch of people, he's going to know about it. He's going to hear, you know, he's going to know that you're not fully like obsessed with him. And men like that because they want to feel like, well, what do you mean? Like, why is she talking to so many other guys? Like, how do I get her back on my spell?
Yeah. I think girls, at least like for me, I would say like I'm really, really quick to be loyal. So I don't like I don't like talking to many people.
Yeah.
Like if I'm talking to a guy right away, I probably won't talk to other people. Maybe one more, you know what I mean? Like depends my vibe.
Oh my God, that's not me.
But I'm very like that. But if you're gonna talk to a fuckboy, you cannot be like that, because if you put all your energy onto like, even though I'm not being, it's not about being loyal. It's just I like to invest my energy on one person. I don't like talking to many people. But if you're
women are more like that, yes.
Yeah, but if you're talking to a fuckboy, you can't be like that, because if you put all your energy on this person that is gonna throw you around, you're gonna be so invested.
Exactly. That's why you have to, even if you're so invested in this guy, you have to force yourself to create like other men in your life.
Because if you're only getting attention, because at the end of the day, what are you chasing? You're chasing the attention. So if you're only getting attention from that one guy, and you put it in your mind that that's the only person you want attention from, you're gonna constantly seek it out. But if you're talking to another guy here and there, and when he's not answering you, you're texting somebody else. Guys, you're single. There's nothing wrong with talking to more than one person. So keep yourself available in that sense. Talk to other people. Don't invest all your energy and like take everything away from your life and focus only on
and
this
the great
person.
thing about having a roster of men is that you can have them for different parts in your life. If one is really great at dining you, then go dine with him. If one is really good at getting in touch with his emotional feelings, then go see him. If one is really good and has a hobby that you guys like to do, that's the great thing about having the roster. You just switch them for everything you need in your life. They're like, what do they bring to my life that they'll benefit me at the time I need them for? So at that time, you're not focusing on the fuckboy.
Exactly. You're just keeping your options
living
open.
life.
That's like so fucking true. Because anytime that I've been really invested in a guy, like I've completely shut out all my other options and only focused my energy on that one person, because that's the only person I wanted to chill with. It was the only person I was thinking about. And I don't like I feel like in my head, I feel like if I'm hanging out with somebody else, but I'm really thinking about somebody else, I feel like I'm being dishonest to myself. So that's how I think of it. But really, it's like, you need to be doing that.
Yeah.
Because now you're waiting on this person. You're almost like fake loyal to this person, and they're not giving it back to you. And then you're wanting them even more, because you're like, wait, like, I'm loyal to you. Like, I'm canceling.
And even if you don't want to be out on those dates, force yourself, honestly.
Yeah.
Force yourself.
I'm telling you.
Because eventually someone else is going to come along. It's probably not going to be the guy you're using on the date or whatever, but somebody else. When you're out and you're showing that you're present, like, somebody's going to show up. You know what I mean?
Do not cut out everybody in your life for somebody that's not showing you like a future.
Exactly.
Like there's one thing, you meet a guy, you guys hit off amazing, you're talking, you're having that,
and then suddenly you become exclusive. That's fine, because you guys are both putting in the 50-50.
Exactly.
But if one guy is showing you 10%, why the fuck are you putting in 90?
Exactly.
No.
Exactly. So you really need to judge that, and I would really not make myself exclusive to somebody that does not give a fuck about you. I think it's also like just, you know, playing their game back to them, but showing you're out, you know what I mean? That's a big one. Or even not even posting. I know that sounds crazy,
or posting, but like the same way a guy would do it, like very mysterious. Like, show that you're out, show that you're having fun. And I remember at the beginning when I was starting to talk to my boyfriend, he was like, I really want to see you. And I even at the beginning was scared to commit. I was like, oh, you know, I still like, I'm not sure. So I was like, I can't today, but rain check for this day or something like that. And then after, for him, it was like, what the hell? Like, you didn't want to see me this day. What were you doing that was so important, you know? So that makes a mind go fuck, a guy go crazy. Like, she canceled on me to do what exactly? And then it's like, if you're just with your girls or you're out and you're showing that you're out, they're like, so I wasn't important enough for her to cancel her plans. What is she doing?
And that's just that point that you're saying. If you're gonna cancel on a fuckboy,
And then my
Never.
boyfriend showed up at the restaurant and acted like he was just there for a drink. Bitch, learn how to play the game.
but if you're gonna cancel on a fuckboy, never give an excuse. Never say, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry, I can't. I'm doing this." No.
Never tell
Never
them
do
what
that.
you're doing.
Never tell them what you're doing, and never apologize for not being available.
Oh my God, so
Just
true.
say, "Oh, can't tonight. Maybe another day."
Yeah.
That's it.
So
That's
then
it.
they're
There's
like,
no sorry.
what?
There's
That's
no-
like being left on red. Like, excuse me? Do
Yeah.
you know who I am?
Exactly, because you're
Nobody.
not apologizing. You shouldn't be sorry for not being accessible
Yeah.
when they fucking decide.
Oh my
So just,
God.
Can't tonight.
Wipe it clean.
Absolutely. I'm telling you,
That's
that
the
goes
best
a
tip.
long way. Because if you start saying, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I have to do this and this," they're gonna go.
Then they believe you and then they don't give a fuck.
They
Then
don't
you
give a
canceled,
fuck.
but for nothing.
Yeah.
You might as well have went.
Absolutely. You canceled, but they still won in the end because you're so sorry and you have this really urgent plan that you need to get
Yeah,
to.
I
But
think-
you'd rather be with them.
I think being mysterious is like literally A1.
the way to go. Honestly, fuck girl, like playing the game, it is fun for like a little while.
Yeah.
But it makes you crazy.
Makes you fucking
It's
crazy.
So, I've never been crazier. Like I find there's different kinds of love.
Yeah.
Like you can have the love, like when people say like, "Oh, how many relationships have you been in?" Da da da. It's like sometimes the people that I wasn't even in a relationship
Yes.
for long, like I was just even talking to them, we were never
Yeah.
committed. Sometimes those people have more of a lasting effect on
Yes.
me than somebody I was actually in a serious relationship
I think
with.
because we all have egos and we all want to be like, well, why not us? Like, why not me?
Yeah.
Why didn't it work? Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean? I am the fucking full package. Why was I not enough for this guy?
Yeah.
And then you learn that he wasn't enough for you, baby girl.
Absolutely. I mean, I was speaking to this guy and we had a long distance relationship
Mm-hmm.
for like, I want to say like 6 months. Like it was really long. And it was essentially almost like talking to a fuckboy, even though like long distance is the same fucking
Yeah,
kind of inaccessibility that you get with a fuckboy. And that almost like affected me for so much longer. Like getting over that was so hard. And I'll tell you why. It's because I was so hung up on what we could have been. So it was like,
Yeah.
I was so devastated and like heartbroken because I was like, we didn't get a chance. Like we could have been so good. We never really got to that relationship. And I think that's the same thing with fuckboys. You always
it's
feel
always a what
so
if.
close. Yeah, you always feel so close, but you never really know
Yeah.
how it could have been. So you're always like stuck up on a dream. So when you end it, you're like so fucking heartbroken because you had this perfect imagination of what it was gonna be like because you were spending so much time chasing them.
Yeah.
You thought they were amazing. You thought they were this. You thought they were that.
That's
It
the
was
thing.
all an
It's-
illusion.
That's the thing. We create in our heads and we go, this is how it would be being with this person. But your idea and your whole like dream of it is so off because you actually don't know anything about them. So you've
Exactly.
created this whole movie
Of course, it's heartbreaking when you break up. Of course,
because it was
beautiful.
a beautiful movie that had no fucking hiccups.
Beautiful movie. But that's why I always say,
Crazy.
like, I've been in relationships and ended them and walked away without a scratch and not been through that, like, heartbreaking. Obviously, it's not always like that.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, like, I've been, because I saw the truth of the relationship. I saw the potential.
Exactly.
I realized that there was no longer potential. I realized I no longer wanted to be in it.
You saw the bad, you saw the good, you
Exactly.
saw
I
everything.
saw
But with a
everything. I got
fuckboy, all you see is the good.
But
That's all you
also,
see.
You don't get to really ever experience it.
Yeah.
It's always like you're right there.
Yeah.
You're right there. You're trying so hard, but you can never really get it and you
Yeah.
never really know.
And the
nothing
chances
hurts
are
more-
those kind of relationships, if you were to be in a relationship, you'd be like, fuck no.
Exactly. But nothing hurts more than not really knowing.
Yes.
Nothing stings more than you never really know what it could have been. And
Yep.
that's why that should fucking hurt so deep. That's
Yeah.
why you never want to exit out because you're always trying to find out
Yeah.
what it could be. I'm telling you, like I've
Yeah.
had two like the relationships that probably took the longest for me to get over actually, I'll say. The relationships that took the longest for me to get over, one was 6 months, one was like 4 months, I want to say. And both were like that. And we never really got to the relationship point. It was like seeing each other or was long distance or whatever. And it took me like, I'm not even joking, like 6 months to get over that person.
Yeah.
Because
It's the what if.
I never got the satisfaction of knowing what it was.
Yeah.
I was always still like, oh my God, like The chase.
Yep.
You never really got them. You never got to have them.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
Fuck boys.
I think either way, we're saying fuck boys because we're girls, but I think a lot of the time, I think 50% there's girls that are fuck girls out there also.
Well, it's different. So, like I said, I've been, like, not to say I've been a fuck girl, but...
Okay, wait, how is it different?
Because
I feel like I've played all those cards on guys and been the fuck girl.
Yeah, but I'll tell you the difference. Because a guy, at the end of the day, when they're fucking you over, they want to fuck. They want sex. They're doing it because they want sex. They want that attention from girls. They want sex.
Yeah.
A girl has completely different motives for being a fuck boy, a fuck girl.
That's
whatever.
true.
Because when I, in my experience, when I was being a fuck girl, I didn't want anything from the guy. I genuinely didn't give a fuck. I was just there for the dinners. I didn't really care. And that's what made me a fuck girl, is that I genuinely didn't care.
Right.
Men, on the other hand, will act like they care just to get in your pants so that they can get a gain from
Right.
it. You get the difference?
Yeah.
It's like men want to fuck, girls don't really care. We're not.
But
like,
I feel like
doing it.
if girl,
we
but
could
chances
fuck
are, if
anyone.
girls trying to be a fuck girl, chances are they're in a way. I feel like I've been there where I'm trying to make them be the guy that's obsessed with me.
Yeah, but
So I'm playing the game where it's like,
But at the
you
end of the day,
thought
you
you
want
were
a
gonna be the
relationship.
fuck boy.
you wanted
What?
a relationship.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
we
you're not
wanted
a fuck
something.
girl. You're not being a fuck girl.
I
Because
mean, you could still be a fuck girl
you're
and
just
you want
being
a
a-
relationship
you're
out of
just-
it, but you're playing the whole game.
You're playing the game, but you're not being a fuck girl because
Yeah, I
the
guess.
essence of a fuck boy is somebody who's
It's
gonna
true
play
because
you and
anybody I
leave.
never really cared about, I was like, yeah,
Exactly.
whatever. I didn't care.
Exactly. The essence of a fuckboy is somebody who's gonna play you, get what they want,
Yeah.
and then leave. They're not a fuckboy if
We're
you
not
end
getting
up-
anything we want out of it.
So a girl, you're being a fuck girl, but
Yeah.
really you want a relationship. So you're not actually a fuck girl. You're not doing it and then leaving them because
Yeah.
you don't care. So that's why it's different. That's why for fuck
I hate men.
to be
I
a
hate
fuck
all
girl,
men, but when he.
That's why to be a fuck girl, it's like you just genuinely don't care.
Yeah.
You genuinely don't care, and that's when you become a fucker because you're not even giving a fuck. You're doing it for no fucking reason. You're just playing with their emotions and you're leaving.
I
don't
can't
care
tell you
about
how
them.
fun it is to be in that position where you don't give a fuck
Wow.
and you just see men squirreling everywhere trying to get your attention,
There's
trying to get
nothing more
anything.
powerful.
There's nothing more powerful, and I think that's the biggest problem is that every single girl, guy, we thrive off the idea of having the power, and it's crazy. It's
crazy.
That's why, when you start a relationship and it ends up like going full force, you always remember that fuckboy, or you always remember, and sometimes good or bad. Sometimes it's like, oh, I can't believe he played me, and you laugh about it, and you're like, let me tell you, no guy's ever gonna do that to me again because
Yeah.
I'm gonna be fucking aware. But then there's always that Rico Suave who comes through.
Ooh, Suave's in. It's always, you always say, no, I could never. And then, lo and behold, where
Yeah.
you end up.
Yeah, I think to end this all, you don't want a fuckboy.
No,
You don't.
you don't.
Because
Unless
why
just
would you
wanna
want
fuck
somebody
around.
in your life who's not going to give you everything you need?
Yeah. Unless you want to just fuck around, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Fuckboys actually give you white hair. They give you wrinkles because it's not worth the emotional stress.
Yeah.
Over like, where do I go tonight? Like, should I go to where he is? He didn't answer me. Should I show up? Should I wait for him?
It
I
only
don't wanna
makes us
dance.
girls
Ugh.
crazy as fuck.
It's ugly. It's
Yeah.
ugly. I've never been uglier.
But I
than when
definitely
was
think
chasing a
you need
fuckboy.
to experience in your life having a fuckboy or something in order to really appreciate
when it's not there.
when it's not there.
I'm telling you, dealing with a fuckboy is a full-time motherfucking job.
Oh,
You wake up thinking about them.
it's a full-time job, and if you have another job, your other job is fucking lacking because all your time, emotion, energy is on that one fucking guy that you're not even gonna end up with.
and he's not even that cute.
Sometimes he's cute.
Yeah, sometimes cute, but like,
Sometimes he's fucking cute.
you know how it is.
And I think another thing is girls, like, let's say they see a guy and every girl wants him. Oh, forget it. It's over now. Now you're playing the game times 35, like on speed. Now you say you're not going to answer, but let me tell you, every girl is lined up. So you want to feel like the special one. He wrote to you. Maybe he wants you more. Maybe he likes you more. It's all a fucking mind game.
But also, like, when a guy is like, you're not at first. You're like not totally into him. You're like, oh, like he's whatever. Like he's not like that cute or whatever.
And then he reverses
but
the
then
spell.
he starts acting like he's out of your league, and then you're
Yeah.
like, hold
You're
on
the
a
ugly-
minute. Yeah, like hold on.
You're
a
the
minute.
ugly one. What's going on over
Yeah,
here?
don't start acting like I'm the ugly one here. I'm giving you a chance. Like,
Yeah.
Don't start. You know what I mean? And that's when it starts becoming like, hold on a minute. Like, I'm out of your league. Like, why are you acting like, excuse me? And that's how you get right sucked into it because you feel like they should be chasing more than they are.
I think it's not always how you look or who you are. It's how the person makes you feel in that relationship or in that scene, you know? You could be the hottest girl and they can make you feel like you're lucky to be with me. Then it's like, wait, hold on a second.
It's crazy how they do that.
What do you mean?
And then all your friends are going, babe, like he's fucking ugly. There's always been that one person that you weren't even into in the beginning till they didn't want you at all.
Yeah.
And suddenly they were Prince Charming and they were the hottest guy on the block. As soon as they didn't want you, you were like,
and you're telling all your friends, I don't know what it is. And like, I'm not going to show you a picture because I know you're going to find him ugly, but you're not going to get it.
You're not going to get it. It's
You're
just
not going to get it. And he looks so bad on his Instagram.
Yeah,
he
don't
looks
get
better
his
in
Insta.
person, like when you meet him. What? When he's a charmer?
Yeah.
And he fucking tells you everything you want to hear? No.
Yeah, absolutely. Fuckboys are usually in sales because they're so good at.
Oh my God, I was actually going to say that. You never want to be with a salesperson, and I'm a salesperson.
My
So,
boyfriend's a
babe, I'm so sorry I sold you the dream.
My boyfriend's a salesperson.
Yeah, but
It's
he's
true,
new.
though. It's true though. Sales guys
people.
will suave you into everything. They're so smooth. They know how to tell you exactly what you want to hear. Like,
Yeah, this doesn't have to do with fuckboys, but like I have a friend who was wanting to get a car and she wanted an Audi. She was moving up from her Honda to an Audi. She really wanted an Audi and she knew exactly which one she wanted. So just say that, like, imagine you know exactly the criteria of every guy you want, like the car she wanted. And then the salesman comes around, another guy comes around, and basically they can't provide you with what you need. They didn't have the car that she wanted. So then he basically started to sell her on another car when she already had her list of everything she wanted on that other car. So she already knew what she wanted in a guy. And then he was basically telling her, well, you know what, the leather interior that you wanted, basically all because he didn't have it, he was telling her that the red one was nicer and that she didn't need the rims and that this is the car. And then she started to believe it, that she was actually going to buy that car when in reality she knew exactly what car she wanted. So don't get fucking
that was a good
carried
analogy.
away. Don't get swooped in. Remember what it is you want and don't settle for anything under that. Under that. I was almost good until I fucked myself over right in the asshole. In the end, I was like, you do realize that you can still get everything you want. You might not get it this second. Just wait, and that car that you want, you're gonna get. Mm-hmm. And she was like, yeah, you're right. She's like, because I was literally hearing her and I'm like, you're becoming crazy. I'm like, you didn't want any of this.
Yeah.
It's fucked up what a
Salesmen
salesperson could do.
Can change your mind about anything. They can believe that you want something that you don't really want.
No.
They can change your mind about something you thought you wanted.
Yeah.
And it's the same way with fuckboys. They're sellers. They're salesmen. They know exactly what to do to sell themselves.
Yes.
That's what they're good at doing, is selling themselves, selling their personality.
Yes.
And selling.
That's
the
why,
dream.
for example, you have to throw them a curveball. Like a salesperson, they're always expecting the same questions. Throw them a curveball. Mm-hmm. You know?
Absolutely.
Let's see how they answer that. Yeah.
Well, I think this was really informative.
Yeah. I feel like we finally got to the bottom of this.
Yeah.
Fuckboys, we're coming for you.
Yeah. The two people in relationships are attacking the fuckboys.
Because we know the most. We've been there.
We did the hard work so that you
I feel like I was more of the person where I was getting played and Veronica was more of the fuck girl.
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely. But also both. Because I've been in both situations.
Yeah.
But like, I would say in majority of my life, I've been more like not caring about. Not even purposely trying.
I mean,
to be
that's
fuck
what
girl.
you want to be in life. You don't want to care too much.
I can say like my
Caring too
peak-
much always fucks you over.
Yeah.
Like,
I can say like my peak like not caring is when I lived in Australia and like I had not even like there was no inch of me that was convincible to oh my god to like settle for anyone. Like there was not even an ounce, you know? So I was so indestructible. Like nobody could change my mind. Like there was no Prince Charming that was gonna come along and I was gonna be like, oh, maybe I'll settle. Like it was like no.
and that's why
And
you
that's
attracted all the fuckboys.
That's when I was attracting people that were like, wait, like what the fuck? Like you don't want. I was like, no, like actually zero.
Yeah.
It's all a game. I hate it.
It's all a game, and
But-
and I hate, but also we need the game in order for this world to go round.
Yeah.
And people who say, "Oh, I'm reached a point in my life where I don't want the games, I don't want the fuck boys." Okay, yes, but I do believe in any relationship that starts, it needs to be in some way a game in order for you guys to
There's
commit.
always a strategy. It's just
It's
how
just-
humans work.
yeah.
But there's a difference between like severely.
But I
playing
hate the
game
girls.
and-
Like, guys don't never say I hate the game. It's more the girls who say, like, shut up and just play your game.
Mm-hmm.
Play your game and they will follow. Like, it's not always about, you hate the game probably because you're always the one being losing and being pulled.
But like chances are like a guy that you actually want is not somebody you're gonna have to like play so hard to get.
Exactly. It's
Like,
going to fall easy.
It's gonna fall easy. Everything's gonna. You're not gonna have to think about it. Like
Yeah.
as soon as you're trying to like strategize how to get a guy, you're not gonna. It's not the guy you need. Like
No.
you don't need to start convincing somebody to be your boyfriend. Like
No.
that's the
No.
basis of the worst relationship.
But
you'll
I'm
have
the
to have.
best. Like,
Yeah,
why don't
no.
you see it?
Because if they don't see it in the beginning, they're definitely not gonna see it. 4
Holy
months in.
shit.
So be with
Well,
you.
guys, thank you so much to.
You
Well,
good?
guys, thank you so much for watching our episode on fuckboys. I hope this helped you a little bit on your list. Maybe you're the fuck girl right now. Maybe you're the fuck boy. Maybe this clarified where you want to be soon, where you don't want to be.
Mm-hmm.
If you're texting that guy saying, go fuck yourself, don't even do it. Leave them on
Block.
red.
Delete block. But it's a hot girl summer.
Yes.
Forget about these.
But it wouldn't be nothing without a man or a woman. Okay.
Anyways, thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us on Instagram.
And rate us 5 stars. We love
See ya.
you.